Say we're live. And hello, South Florida. Welcome to our TGIF. That's TGIF to the third power. If you're listening to the radio show here on 1470 on the AM dial, or whether you're listening to us on our FM stations, the 95.3 on one end, the 103.9 on the other end, or down the middle, a couple stations, 96.9. No matter where you're listening to us or watching us on our Facebook Live and our YouTube Live broadcasts, welcome to our fifth day, I should say. Actually, our ninth show of the week. 10 shows each day, Monday through Friday, from 5 p.m. Through 5:30 p.m. live at 5 every afternoon. Once again at 8 p.m. to 8:30, all of those Eastern time. Now, if you want to take us with you on the go, we are also streaming live on a number of the apps that you can download for free, like the iHeartRadio app, like the TuneIn app, like the Spreaker app, and there's more. And let's see, where else can you hear us? Oh, most important, right on our website at automaticlandlord.com. That's automaticlandlord.com. And we got a great show for you today, as we always do. The reason we say the show is live every single day, it's a mini seminar, if you will, about real estate. So whether you're looking at your first home or your 21st investment property, you're in the right place at the right time. And remember, at automaticlandlord.com, you can also listen to our show live. It streams there on the Listen Live. Just go to the top of the page and click on the real estate show, listen live, and you'll be dialed right into us. You can also, if you happen to accidentally miss one of our shows, you can catch up. Just go there on demand, download, or listen to it right there on the website at automaticlandlord.com. So I'll tell you that if you want to remember only two things this week, number one is that this show is available on automaticlandlord.com. So go get them, Tiger. You can go there and you can listen to it at your will, either live at 5, 8 p.m., or at any time you like, where you can listen to the rebroadcast. Number two, write down this phone number. So automaticlandlord.com is what you want to type into your notes in your phone as a place to come back to. And a phone number, 561-861-2366. Why is that number so important? Because on that number, you can text a number of words. For example, in addition to just a packed week we had, and we're going to recap and hit the high points of our radio program this week. We really did cover a lot of ground. If you remember our Mondays on a mission, we started out our Mondays talking about the planning that we've been doing, planning and getting ready for 2021. And I asked a very important question. Are you a thermometer or are you a thermostat? And there's a big difference, and it's a very important difference. And I'm going to say, of course, you're not a thermometer per se, but in your attitude, in your mindset, do you react to the environment, report on the environment, chitter chatter, gossip, complain? All the thermometer does is reacts to the weather or reacts to their environment, reports it, but does nothing about it. Then again, there is the thermostat. The thermostat, not only does it report what's going on in the environment and likes it, but it then controls the environment. If it starts getting a little too hot for what it is designed to be, it'll cool it down. It'll make the necessary changes. If it starts to get too cold, it'll heat it up. And so then the next question is whether or not you understand the environment that you want. And again, are you a thermometer or are you the thermostat? We've talked about that, and that's a key, very, very key question and mindset to have. So Then we always lay out the agenda on Mondays, and we talk about all the things that we're going to talk about, which I'll recap here. And it's a great opportunity for you to kind of jump in and participate. You know, the idea of this radio show when it started 22 years ago. And I'll tell you, you know, you talk about a long week and a chock full week of activities and progress. You've got so much that we look back on. We've got obviously countless hours of recordings of our real estate show. There's more content. I guarantee you there's more content in our recordings over the last 20 years than there is in any course out there that the latest and greatest in and out of town guru comes in, sells and peddles his wares, and then moves on to the next town and then to the next town. Little concerned about whether what he taught is either up to date, accurate, or whether it ever even worked in there. Great concepts, great in theory, but who's actually out there doing it? And here you've got your local real estate guy, the hardest working guy in real estate. So talking about hard work, remember 561-861-2366. This week, in addition to all of our 10 shows that we're doing, we also had a couple of workshops. On Monday, following our show at 9 p.m., we had the Equity Accelerator workshop. This is a great workshop. And for those of you who maybe have been wondering, like, well, what can I do during this pandemic where everybody's locked down? We can't go out there the same way. We can't congregate. We can't network. Business is different. Well, we tell you exactly what you can do in order how to build equity in your real estate faster. And I don't care whether it's your home, whether it's an investment. The fact of the matter is I can show you that by doing certain things in the right order with the right timing, and that's all you have to do. This is only about knowledge. Knowledge is power, but to tell you the truth, knowledge is potential power. Knowledge plus action. You take these steps that we teach in the Equity Accelerator class, workshop. It's online, it's free, it's Zoom, and it's here for you, our listeners. And we're going to do it again this coming Monday night. So if you would like the free link to come and attend our Equity Accelerator workshop, then type the word equity and send it to 561. So you can text me at 561-861-2366. The word equity for the Equity Accelerator workshop, which we had last Monday. You're going to have it this coming Monday. Now, obviously, with the holiday seasons, this may be the last one for the season. So space is limited. Don't hesitate. Don't wait. Go to 561-861-2366 right now and text in the word equity if you want to go to that. So let's jump over into Tuesday. Tuesday is a different flavor for us. Tuesday, we go from the CEO's office, the set the week, set the pace, set the agenda for the week. We go into now, let's talk about tactics and strategies. Let's talk about our tools, tips, and techniques. And on Tuesday, we talked about the path to home ownership. Now, this is part, and now remember, if you listen to this radio show on a regular basis, you know that I talked a lot about doing that self-assessment. And then I said, you know, you got to know where point A is in order to get to point B. You got to know where you're starting from. And then we talked about goal setting. We talked about setting that point B, because if you have the point A clearly defined, if you have the point B clearly defined, then it's a much easier job. And with a coach, a mentor, a little bit of guidance here on the Real Estate Show, we can show you exactly what it takes to go from point A to point B here the best possible way, just like we do on our Equity Accelerator program, showing you how to pay off a mortgage in 1/2 or maybe even 1/3 the time without adding any additional cost to your budget, without it's actually pretty surprising. In fact, we have taken that to a whole other level. We've been talking about this, believe it or not, for many, many years. But every year we get a little bit better. And imagine if now not only could I convert my mortgage payment into an accelerator payment, but what if I could accelerate other areas of my life and then attach those and create an additional accelerator onto my mortgage? That allows me now to buy more real estate, earn more money, and create a passive walk-away income like most people won't. And as I mentioned in our show this week, that we're going to help 100 first-time home buyers achieve home ownership this coming year, 2021. So that was one of the goals. I'm putting it out there. I'm going to help as many people as I can. My goal is to hit 100. If only hit 80, it'll be a great job done. If I hit over 100, I'll be even more happy. But you'll witness as we do this, and we'll talk about the programs. And on Tuesday, I described one of the programs that we were doing. Number one, in order to get people into a home, what's one of the number one hurdles, right? It's the down payment. We have a 0 to 3% programs out there. So even if you don't have money, but you have some of the other elements, and you got to call me to find out, because each one of these programs is a little bit different, a little bit more unique. So you've got 0 to 3% down on these first-time homebuyer programs. We have some grant programs that you can qualify for. And we talked on Tuesday also about our path to home ownership. And this is going to be very interesting. And we're going to be announcing and opening up membership to what we want to call our Prime 100. We want you to be part of that. If you know someone that's renting that wants to own, if they are coachable and cooperative, that's all I ask that they bring to the table. We're going to show them how to get on. And the path to home ownership begins wherever you are, the level that's right for you. And we talked on Tuesday. So go back and listen to the Tuesday show, and it'll talk about our bronze level, which is, basically you're at the renter level, and you can step up towards home ownership while renting. It's kind of like a layaway plan on steroids. You can make extra payments, which are fully refundable, by the way, to build your option to be able to go into home ownership if you think you're ready. And then after our conversation, I think you will be. Then we have a program where you can come in on a rent to own basis. And we call that a way for you to earn monthly bonus down payment credits. Imagine if your landlord would sign an agreement with you that would give you down payment credits towards ownership of that house. And you can do that through our program, the Path to Home Ownership. And then we have also something very unique that many people have never even heard of, which is what's called an agreement for deed. Again, more explanation in our show on Tuesday. Go back and listen to that entire half hour dedicated to that conversation, or come to our Tuesday post-show workshop called our Credit Accelerator. And this is where we're going to talk about what steps you need to take in order to, if you have no credit, how to create credit. If you have bad credit, how to fix it. We just talked about this week about a credit score that went from the low 500s and broke 700 this week, 715. And so we're real happy about our partnership with timetofixmycredit.com. We've got a great way where we'll actually hold your hand through that. If you want to come to this coming Tuesday's workshop on the Credit Accelerator, type in the word credit to 561-861-2366. That's 561-861-2366. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. Here are a few words from our sponsors. We're going to continue rolling through the highlights of the week. You're listening to The Real Estate Show. My name is Eric Willner. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. Did you get a Facebook alert that we're live? I have a very different screen right now, and it's saying swipe left to video. It says video only mode, swipe left to reveal comments, and I'm swiping left, and I'm not getting, I don't even have an image. And it says live, but it says live, son of a gun. Finish. Let's go here. It says live, and it's not. Ending live video. Hey, Brian, how are you today? We're live for 10 seconds. Great. All right, let's try it again. Publish. Camera, live video. Connecting. Describe, go live. 3, 2, 1. That's what happened before, but maybe it was because a phone call came in and interrupted it. So hello to all of our video, our YouTube, which has been on all the way along, but Facebook looks like they just came on. So if you were to see the setup, we've been talking about okay, we're coming back. I'll come back to you see the setup that we got going on here. And hello there, South Florida. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Real Estate Show. If you're just joining us, that's what you're listening to is the daily edition, the daily live edition, the daily live at 5 edition of the Real Estate Show. Heard here live on several South Florida stations on iHeartRadio. All you have to do is go look for WWNN on any one of these free radio apps, WWNN 1470. Money Talk Radio, where we have been broadcasting continuously and nonstop for 22 years. Since 1999, we're coming up on our 22nd anniversary, and been through some good times, been through the bad times, been through the flat times, and we've been through the pandemic times, and all along talking about the safe and simple approach to buying income-producing real estate. And we're playing with new technology, playing with new methods of going live. Not only do we have our radio show on the AM, on the FM, streaming live on the internet, now we've got our Facebook live page going up there. If you don't have a Facebook account, don't worry, you can still watch the show at facebook.com/The Real Estate Show. You can go there. You can go to our regular website at automaticlandlord.com, see all the post recordings that are also uploaded there so that you can watch the videos there. Lots of different ways to catch the show and learn a lot about real estate. You know, the whole thing here, my mission is to educate and empower more Americans to own a piece of the American dream. That's what I want for you. And like I said, we were spending the first several weeks of December. Here we are, round 12 of a 12-month year. This is the final round. This is this is going for all the marbles. If you've had a slow to no year, this is where you want to make a final push. Not because you might make the whole year in 1 month. Be nice if you could, and if you could, hands up to you. But also because it's what builds momentum. If you wait till after January 1st, or if you're one of those people that are waiting to see who the real president is going to be, you're going to wait till the inauguration day. Remember, that's the 21st of January. So you're throwing away the month of January. But even if you were to start on January 1st, well, who's going to start on January 1st? January 1st, everyone's still hungover. Nobody goes back to work until January 2nd, maybe, right? And so if you're going to start on January 2nd, you're already starting with half the year or half the month just to get your momentum going. Why not start right now and get your momentum going? We declared that we're going to put 100 brand new first-time home buyers into a home in 2021. We're going to do a lot of that. We're going to document as we do that on the air. And we hope that we can count on your help. If you know somebody that is what you believe to be a deserving family that needs a home, and maybe it's because of the down payment they couldn't do it, we're going to solve that problem. Maybe they have the down payment, but they don't have the credit to do that. We can definitely solve that problem too. Remember, coachable and cooperative. And all you have to do, if you want to send one of those, go to automaticlandlord.com, type in the comments right there on the first page. There's a place for you to send your comments. Many of you do. Send me comments, ideas, thoughts, feedback. I love it. And but if you know a family that needs to be in my 100, that are going to own a piece of the American dream, go ahead to automaticlandlord.com. And like I said, there's probably, there ain't much, and I'll be surprised if you can find a reason for any of these. As long as they're not currently in bankruptcy or currently in foreclosure. Doesn't matter if you had a foreclosure, doesn't matter if you had a bankruptcy, but you just can't be in it right now, because while that is unresolved, to tell you the truth, we can probably actually still, there's a couple of ways, we were talking about in the bronze level of the Path to Homeownership membership. Actually, I actually spoke too soon. We have a way even when that happens. So think about somebody that you think deserves to be part of those 100 people that I will make homeowners in 2021. Part of my goal, and I hope that you'll share that goal with me here on the Real Estate Show. So anyway, we're going to jump now to our Wednesday show. Now, Wednesday is always our midweek report where we talk about what's going on in the marketplace. And in light of what's going on in the marketplace, what should you be doing real estate wise? And kind of some interesting stuff. Obviously, we talked about the stock market and what effect it was having as a result of the stimulus package. Stimulus talks are back. And obviously, there's a lot of talk about the stimulus package. I think the one thing that everybody agrees that there should be one. What nobody seems to agree on is what should be in it and what should definitely not be in it. This is not a time to bail out the cities, for example. This is a time to bail out the people. This is a time to help the landlords who are really stuck in the middle right now. If you send money straight to the tenants only, what guarantee is that the landlords will actually get paid? The landlords are stuck between a rock and a hard place, right? The tenants and the banks. And so what about the tenant? What about the landlords that don't have banks? So they had no relief. That was their retirement money. So very complicated, lots of questions. I understand why there has to be some negotiation, but I think what we need to do is look at what are the top priorities, food, shelter, transportation. Always the first three: food, shelter, transportation, which is one of the cool things about real estate, which is we are one of the essentials, the top three: food, shelter, and transportation. We are in the shelter business. And we as investors have an opportunity to really participate in that if the government supports them. The investors are not the bad people that a lot of people like to point the fingers at. Most investors I know are very good landlords. Many investors are doing the right thing, and they're good for the economy. They're good for jobs. They're good for home ownership. They're good for tenants. They're good for a lot. So this is why the whole stimulus conversation, we talk a lot about it. We're looking very closely at what's going on with the eviction moratorium. We're looking very closely at what's going on with the foreclosure moratorium. Right now, they're tied together, but they should actually be looked at individually. That's one of the things that we feel very strongly about. So there's that. Then we talked about how the foreclosure wave, should it happen in January, remember everything was sort of pushed forward from each month going further and further to December 31st. Now it's to January 31st. So everybody has a little bit of breathing room over the holidays. Enjoy it, have fun, and but get ready. It's going to be time for investors to get to work. It's going to be time for homeowners to get to work. It's going to be time for tenants to get to work, all things being permissible. But we talked about that then. I believe that there's going to be a window of opportunity. There will be a surge in foreclosures at some point, but I don't think it's going to be as big, as monstrous as everybody believes. There's a lot of money on the sidelines. There's a lot of hedge funds. There are investors out there that diligently saved and are ready, waiting, and ready to get active if that window of opportunity opens up. And of course, we'll be covering that for you right here in the Real Estate Show, and hopefully giving you a couple of tips so you can participate in probably one of the greatest opportunities that will be in your lifetime to build some wealth in real estate, or to become a first-time homeowner in real estate, and so forth. So we got a lot of really good stuff coming for you. So that's the wave that we talked about. That was also on our Wednesday show. We talked a little bit about beware of the COVID cliff, because of a lot of the CARES Act benefits are coming to an end at the end of the year. They were not extended as part of the extension of the eviction and of the foreclosure extensions. So there is something that if you're using any of those benefits, pay attention and look at the expiration dates and the deadlines. You may want to look at those programs, because either you may have to re-sign up for it or show evidence as required to be eligible, etc. We also talked about the record number of folks moving back home with their parents. The parents had just finally gotten rid of all of those millennials off the couch, and now they said up to 50% of them, 70% of the people moving back home are millennials, and so this some very interesting numbers going on there, and it just gives you an idea of how tough things are out there. And so you're seeing that sandwich generation, but we still see a very tight housing supply, soaring prices. But another thing we mentioned, condos aren't participating in that, and we're going to see some of the higher end market also probably soften up first. So there's the music. We're out of time. Those are the highlights of this week's show. We hope you'll join us bright on live at 5 on Monday as we start off another great week. We got a lot of stuff planned for that week too. So we hope to see you then. Until then, this is Eric Willner signing off for the Real Estate Show. Drive safe. Don't forget automaticlandlord.com and make it a great day. Bye-bye. You too. So worked hours and hours, as you know, on I think it was, well, I do know it was Wednesday. We had just an absolute meltdown with the Facebook Live and some of the transmission. We recovered nicely for our 8 o'clock show, but the bottom line is it required some changes in the technology and the setup. So you should see the setup here that we have here in our home studio, which during the day is also the home cafeteria, which earlier before that is the home classroom. And between iPads and laptops and phones, we've got the radio streaming coming in on one lap, YouTube coming in on another laptop. The iPhone is the Facebook, and then all of our notes on the iPad, and it's all pretty cool. And it all works together. So looks like we'll be seeing some better quality. I'd love your feedback. What do you think? Did the quality come out better today? How was the sound? How was the image, etc.? Shoot me a quick message at automaticlandlord.com, or for you folks on Facebook or YouTube, you can do it right there on the live chat for each one of those. Anyway, I'm going to sign off. TGIF for the 5 o'clock edition of the show. And for the 8 o'clock edition of the show, have a great weekend. Bye-bye.